Hi, I'm Desi, and I'm a level 1 chef.
Hi, I'm Lorenzo, and I'm a level 2 chef.
Hi, I'm Lish, and I've been a professional chef for 26 years.
And today, I'm making a classic BLT, the way it should be.
I'm making a BLT with candied chipotle bacon and avocado mayo.
I'm making a BLT with braised slab bacon, fried green tomatoes, homemade aioli, and homemade bread.
Let's crisp this bacon up. Bacon can be served at breakfast, lunch, dinner, after hours, hungover, hangover, and hanging out.
The star of the show, the bacon. I'm just gonna lay this all down on my sheet tray.
If bacon is gonna be the star, let's make bacon the star. So why not braise bacon? Because it makes it sexy and delicious. I am starting with a whole slab of bacon. Cut it in half. Cut a diamond pattern in the top. All of the goodness from this fat on top is gonna go into the braise. I'm gonna place this fat side down because I want a little bit of the fat to render out.
Put this baby in. Cook for about 10 minutes. Take a little nap, go online, play a little GTA. When you're done, come back, check on your bacon.
Because I want to candy my bacon. And I want to cook it a little bit first before I do that. I'm gonna burn it. So I'm gonna throw it in the oven at 400.
Oh, look at that. Ooh! And all of the flavor from that fat is now in the pan.
This is what I need to candy my bacon. How easy is this? Brown sugar, chipotle. I do not measure it.
Sound like Lorenzo's trying to make bacon for Halloween.
I'm just gonna cook my vegetables right in that fat to develop the flavor. Fennel is gonna add that licorice, a little sweetness, a little something that makes you go, oh, what's that? A little bit of onion, carrot, smashed garlic, a little salt, some coriander that I toasted and crushed, 5 strips of lemon zest, and one last touch, black pepper. This is just gonna play off of bacon itself. All of these flavors are just gonna come together, get to know one another. A little white wine goes a long way. Some for the pot, some for the chef. So I'm gonna nestle in my pork, a little chicken stock, gonna cover these bad boys, slide them in a 325-degree oven, low and slow for about an hour, then we'll check on them and address them later.
Bacon that's been cooking for 30 minutes. Yum, yum, yum. Now, I'm simply just going to coat my bacon, and it'll absorb into that beautiful bacon as it gets crispy.
Yes, I am ready for my pork facial. This is gonna go back in for another hour, and I'm telling you, this is gonna be one sexy dish. After another hour in our 24-hour bacon process, it looks gorgeous. I wanna press this overnight for 24 hours because a braise is always better the next day.
This looks and smells fantastic. Oh, it's dripping with juices.
I have my pork belly here that has been pressed overnight. It is just sitting in all that juicy, fatty goodness. Cut it across the grain so that it looks like the bacon that it is. That's a delicious big bacon slice. I'm just gonna brown it a little bit because with bacon, everybody kind of anticipates a little bit of crunch, right? I just wanna add a little bit of sweetness to this, so I'm gonna just glaze it with a whisper of maple syrup.
Sizzle. Nice and brown. Bobby brown, I call it. Let it cool down for about 4 or 5 minutes.
These three are ready for the sandwich.
I love tomatoes. This is a beef steak tomato. I'm actually gonna saute this tomato.
I'm gonna use a green tomato and I am going to fry them.
So I'm cutting it a little bit thick. That way, whenever I saute it in the pan, it won't fall apart.
They shouldn't be doing that.
Little salt, pepper.
And now I'm gonna take some buttermilk and then an egg. Whisk that up really quick.
As long as you got the vegetables in there, this is considered healthy.
And now we dredge. I find that rice flour yields a much lighter crust. I have some cornmeal. I season both with a little bit of salt. To the hot oil with this guy. Woo-wee!
I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Transfer my tomatoes into my pan. So I'm just going to saute this for a couple minutes on each side.
Sauteed tomatoes on a BLT would be interesting.
I cut it thick so it's not gonna be so mushy. This is good enough. There's no char here. That's yummy, that's taste.
Woo! Yeah, you see that? Nice and crunchy. Give her a flip. Fried food always needs a little bit more salt at the end. Fried green tomatoes, check.
I like the crunch, that regular iceberg lettuce might have, or a romaine lettuce.
All right, I'm not gonna do nothing fancy with my lettuce neither. Take a few pieces off, go thick, go skinny. About 1 or 2 pieces of these, you're good to go.
But guess what? I also like the spiciness and pepperiness of an arugula.
Nah, cause no, it's just BLT. It's not BT arugula or BT. No, it's lettuce. No.
Arugula has this very peppery taste to it. This doesn't quite look like lettuce, because it's not. It's basil. Who doesn't like basil and tomato?
For me, there's nothing better than Little Gem because it really holds its crunch.
I cut my basil in small ribbons, and then I just add it in. All those flavors are gonna play together, and it's gonna be yummy.
All right, we got our store-bought bread, got our toaster. Let's finish this thing out. Toasted bread is a go-to, it's a must. If it's too dark, then it's too hard. It's gonna be crunchier than the bacon.
Pullman loaf is great for a BLT because it has a nice neutral flavor so that you're not competing with the beauty of the B, the L, or the T. We're gonna start with a little bit of water and sprinkle in our yeast, and to that we're gonna add some honey. And then set that aside.
I as well baked my bread here. I already cut it, I just didn't want to show it on camera.
We have some bread flour, all-purpose flour, dried milk. It's pure protein, which will help the bread rise. We have some kosher salt. And then we have some unsalted butter because fat is flavor. Yeasty water. So this is gonna come together into a very rough dough. It's almost like a magic trick. I am just working this into a cute little ball. Then I'm just gonna put it in a bowl with some olive oil, rub it around. I'm gonna let this proof for an hour.
I like Italian loaf. My brothers and sisters hate me because I go right for the middle. Because it's the largest slice in the bunch. That's why I do that.
An hour later, knock it down a little bit. I let it rise, and then I'm pushing it down to get rid of the large air bubbles. I'm gonna put it back in, flip her over, and another hour. Third time's a charm. I need a pan too. Whoop. I'm just greasing it up a little bit. A Pullman loaf has a nice fine tight crumb, and it gets that from actually swirling in on itself and folding it in. And voila. It will fit perfectly into my pan. So just a loose cover. I'm gonna let it rise for another hour and it'll be ready for baking.
No, okay, I ain't do that.
I wonder if my bread is proofed yet. Oh look, it is.
I'm fine with going to Stop and Shop, the corner store, spending $3 to get this bread.
What I'm gonna do is just slide her into a 500-degree oven. Once we put it in, we're gonna turn it immediately down to 375 for about 30 to 40 minutes.
That's it. Nice and crispy toast. It's ready for some nice little spread to go on it, perhaps.
Bread, voila. It sounds hollow, and that means that we're there. So I'm just gonna cool it on its side. You don't wanna slice it while it's warm. Resist, resist, resist.
You cannot have a BLT without mayo. You need mayo. It's like cereal with no milk. Today, I'm gonna go a little fancy. My mayo gonna be 5-star mayo. Squeeze, squeeze.
I grew up eating mayo combined with an avocado with a little bit of lime and salt. I will show you my mom's technique. Hiya! I am smashing it now, and I'll scoop it in. Mayo.
I am gonna make a smoky aioli to really amp up the smoky flavor of the bacon. I'm gonna start with classic aioli ingredient, which is garlic. 1 egg. The yolk is gonna act as our emulsifier. Just a little bit of lemon juice.
I got this nice lime.
Smoked paprika, salt, good pinch. And begin with adding the oil. Vegetable oil and olive oil. Keep whisking.
Stir.
Combining so my avocado won't turn brown.
Perfect.
You're almost done with this masterpiece.
Almost ready to assemble our sandwich. 48 hours later.
Gotta hold it right so you don't get a good grip, so you can incorporate the swoop.
And I like to just simply spread a bunch on both sides.
Our smoky aioli.
Okay, next is my peppery arugula with a little bit of basil. Yum, I loved it.
Baby, little gems.
I'm gonna go in food order. So we're gonna start with the bacon. You can fold it, again for the extra crunchy.
Desi, you and I share something in common. We fold our bacon.
Bacon, 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 bacon. No folding necessary. Top my bacon with just a little bit of the vegetables from the braising of the bacon, so it has all of that flavor in it.
Now, the lettuce. Last but not least, the tomato.
One on here and another right here.
our crunchy fried green tomatoes, more sauce. Aioli is delicious.
This one is dedicated to my man Sal from the deli. Add a little Salt Bay. Look at this. A little pepper. Last 2 strips.
A little chipotle, just to add more smokiness.
Boom.
Bop.
Epic.
And that is my BLT.
This is my BLT.
And sandwich. I mean, I can't wait to slice into this and take one big bite.
Yeah. This is gonna be a good song right here.
Oh my God. The combination is lovely.
Everything is perfect. Brown. If you're on a fake diet, you can't even touch the vegetables. Tomatoes good. The lettuce not even there.
The pork is so melty and smoky and delicious. Brightness from that tomato and crunch. A little spice from the hot sauce, and of course the smoky richness of that aioli.
It is delicious.
BLT. Mic drop.
Bacon, lettuce, and tomato is a classic sandwich for a reason. It's salty, crunchy, fresh, and tasty. Let's see how each of our 3 chefs made theirs. Desi used smoked bacon. It's salt cured, so it's either dry salted or brined for several days to weeks. This lowers available water for metabolism of microorganisms that may spoil meat. When salt is heavily concentrated outside of the bacterial cells, the water inside is drawn to the salty outside, effectively bursting and killing the cells. The flavor is complex, unique, and delicious. Lorenzo used smoked bacon as well, but candied his first by adding brown sugar and spicy chipotle powder. He's combining most of our taste sensations together: spicy, salty, and sweet. Lish definitely goes through a labor of love with her bacon. She braises uncured bacon, so no nitrites are added. Once the bacon is cooked with the fat side down so that she renders some of the fat into the braising pot, she adds aromatics to season the oil before adding it back to the bacon. She cooled the bacon overnight under pressure, which concentrated the flavors and makes the bacon firmer and easier to slice. Desi used a beef steak, which is a large diameter tomato with small seed cavities. They stayed firm. Lorenzo also used a beefsteak tomato, but lightly sauteed it. Cellular vacuoles, which hold water, making them plump and juicy, break down very quickly when heated. So Lorenzo's tomato was a little bit soft, warm, and wet. Lish made fried green tomatoes, a quintessential southern dish in the United States. Green tomatoes have more hemicellulose, a structural component in cell walls that keep them firm. Desi used classic iceberg. It's crispy, pale green head lettuce that's mild in flavor. It's still a very popular lettuce in the United States, in part because it's hardy and ships well with minimal damage. It adds a really crunchy texture to his BLT. Lorenzo used a blend of basil and arugula with very tender leaves and a slightly peppery bite from the hydrolysis of 2 compounds found in the seeds and leaves, glucosadivin and glucoericin. He combined the arugula with basil, an herb with distinct flavor with hints of sweet, mint, lemon, and pepper. Lish used little gem lettuce, which is a vibrant green, small-sized lettuce. It resembles a small head of romaine lettuce. It's harvested young and is extremely tender with a slightly sweet taste. You can see that with a BLT, you have lots of options and levels of detail, and no, there's never too much crispy fried bacon. Next time you're hungry for a decadent sandwich, we hope you'll take some of these tips from our 3 fabulous chefs.